Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Zwift race. We have third race this season, and as you can already see in the chat messages, some riders are encountering some problems or some surprises that they're put in different strength categories. So that's true because this is the third race, so we enabled category enforcement. Why we did that, we simply did it for most of the riders, so the race would be more equal for each rider. And we also were suspicious that some riders may abuse the system where now they could kind of participate in different strength roles and Zwift power. Sadly, but it's not working like it worked last year. So the data is incorrect for now. We are sorting out what's the problem with this power management, why Zwift power doesn't flag those riders, and we're hoping we will sort it out till next race, so we can make races as usually. So if we are talking about today's race, last I checked, we had more than 250 riders. Now we have almost 300 riders on the start line. Also, we have small changes, like Zwift announced me about 30-40 minutes ago that they had some problem with the settings for a race, especially for E category, that women can join it, so they are forced to participate in C group. And here we go. And if I continue about women's category, about the C group, so as we can see, all groups start at the same time, so it shouldn't be any big changes how they race and how they participate in this specific race. Only difference will be that I will filter out the results after the race myself manually and select and sort out women's from C group to E group for results. So yeah, interesting start today. We'll see a lot of riders showing different results today. For some riders it may be a little bit harder, for some riders it won't change a thing, because also last week we could see that many riders who ride in a B group or C group this year, they were holding their own really well in A category, so it already shows that they're racing in lower categories. So for some people who are writing comments and writing emails, so we are sorting it out and we are well aware of it. So so don't panic for this month. Hope for the end of this season. But for now, category enforcement, that's the way how we're going. So today's track, 23.8 kilometers, 900 meters are drive-in, are lead-in in a race. We have 2 climbs. So as you can see, this small graph, we have one really small climb, 0.4 kilometers with average climb for 5%, and the second climb is before 20 kilometer mark. It's 2.7 kilometers, and its average climb percentage of gradation is 4%. So should be really interesting and seeing how the group is split up. We'll make a lot of changes today, and as always, feel free to use chat in social media wherever you are looking this race, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So feel free to ask some questions or correct me if I'm wrong about something. Also, if you want to see some specific rider, feel free to type it in chat and I will be able to jump between the groups. So as you can see, a lot of riders today. I'm really surprised because I was a bit worried about category enforcement because first time when we tried to do it in the first race, there was a big error and nobody could join the race, so we quickly turned it off. But this week we hope everything was good, and we had only problem with women's category. Yeah, a lot of riders, and we can see that most of the riders appreciate this system. We could see really big surprises from Latvian riders today. We have Team LV Max with a lot of riders today, so I think they're definitely talking in Discord, so they will be trying to make some team plays here, and we could see some pretty interesting attacks. I really hope for it. And also we have ZZK.LV from Lithuania, who is also participating and showing really good results in last year and also this year in the first race. I'm really happy to see him back on a track, because last week he skipped. Also, Martin Schatz is back from LV Max. Also, if I'm correct, this is the first race for him too in Specialized Zwift League. See you, Martin. Everyone also feel free to follow the race in Zwift Power. You can see live data. It's 2 minutes late, but it's live data, so you can see who is in the front, and you can really well see riders in each category. So reminder for everybody that E category was bugged this week, so women are racing in C group. Now we can see Eva Uzana from Latvian Cycling Girls. Currently in 119th position in overall. Riding with a small group, approximately 10 people. Looks like she's in second place in overall for women's, as much as I can see. First position is now Krislava Brambora from Czechoslovakia, so Czech Republic, sorry. So she looks like she's the first one from women. Then we have Yevozana in second place, and as much as I can see, the third position, Diana Sklivdos from women's, but like I said, today it's much harder to see because they're participating in C group. But from C group, Gint Pele is showing pretty good performance, so we will join him in a second and see how he's going. So we can see he's still riding with the A group cyclists. So this is the thing what I was talking about. Top C group riders on the last races were really strong, and they could hold their own and almost fight for the victory in overall ranking. So it makes me wonder why they are in a C group. That's also a reason why we have this category enforcement. And how category enforcement works, so basically really simple explanation is that it basically calculates average power from last 60 races. It's idle, or you can make FTP test. It's a new thing in Zwift. I think they announced it last year in the winter that it will be implemented in Zwift, and they implemented it in the summer. So I'm not like super familiar with this system, but I will try find everything I can about the system so I can inform you in the next race much more how the system works. I have a question about result. Yes, like I said, I will try to update overall ranking in result. So I'm working on it. Like I was writing in one comment in Facebook, we are trying to make automated system for result counting, and there is some glitches in the system only because we have riders with the team names, and it uses a lot of signs which are not kind of allowed signs, so the program doesn't understand them, and we have difficulty with filtering out the names and the riders, so we would give them proper numbers and proper placements and proper points. So we are trying to sort it out. Whenever we do that, it should be in the next week, then results about overall standing should update automatically. So we are working on that. As you can see, the speed is quite good, 45 kilometers per hour. Everyone is chilling for now. You can see about 50-60 riders inside the group, and the changes will make first climb, which should be in about few kilometers, so 0.4 kilometers with 5% climb. So the name for this race, for this road, it's, if we translate it directly, it's leg breaker, and it's only for one reason, because this starts the race first few kilometers are really flat and straight and really easy, but the problem starts after 10 kilometers when it starts to have small climbs, up downhills, up climbs, downhills, and it really hits out riders from the rhythm. So you have to be really prepared for fast bursts and fast speed ups. And also, if I'm not wrong, this is one of the first roads what we had in virtual Tour de France. So this is monumental track. I'm really not used to saying road. I want to say track, like in the races in motorsport. Also, yeah, we have 2 sprint sections here too. One will be right now, and then we have one in end. Also, after the last race, had some riders, I would say many riders, who were telling about that the finish line wasn't where it should supposed to be. And like I said before, there's a lot of things what can change, and I don't know why it affects finish line. For me as a spectator, was where it had to be. And there is this website called Zwift Hub. It's official Zwift website for roads, and there's all information about leading road, how long it is, how long is the actual road. So combining it, it should always be start on a start line and finish on a finish line. So that's how we do it. And if it's not happening like it should supposed to be, then there is some update or something has been changed what's not changed in Zwift Hub. So we have outdated information, and that's why there sometimes happens that the finish line is not where it should supposed to be. So my suggestion is for most riders, on top of your screen where we can see estimated time, we can see kilometers and speed. For riders, there is kilometers till finish. So pay attention to that number. And also in the minimap, which on your right top corner, you can see this virtual finish line. It's usually a blue line, and pay attention to that one, and then everything should be good. Like I said, this is virtual world, and everything can change in any moment, so we can't predict, and that makes this sport really interesting. We have actually reached the new record for this season. 300 riders on start line. It's new best for the season. Highest number we had 270 on the first race. Last week we had a little bit more than 250. So happy to see more and more riders joining us. Let's see what's happening with the girls. So yeah, Bozan is still riding with the group, and we can see there is another group following them, 2 seconds behind them, and they will make a much bigger group. And I think women are really enjoying this year riding with the C group, only because there is more riders in the group, in the C group, than in the E group, and especially for women's. It makes you push a little bit harder and try to stay with a group than it's when you just ride solo. So yeah, we'll have some bigger group, approximately 20 riders, so speed should increase. We have Diana Spiridoska also in this group, on back of the group, trying to hold her own. It's really important in this situation. Like we can see, she's in the back of the group, to hold on in a group, just grasp on that draft and hold in this draft, so you don't lose the group. Because in this situation, if you lose the group, It's really tough on power legs to pull back in. It's almost impossible. Really, really hard. We're watching Artur Sisalatins also holding his own in the first group. You can see also Arturs Kazakevichus from Lithuania holding in first positions. In the first race he finished in 14th position, and Arturs Sisalatins in 17th position. So really good results. And in a stage 2 Arturs Kazakevichus skipped this one, and Arturs Sisalatins was 8th. Only Emils Rybak, Martin Jurgensons from Latvia was higher than him. So in Latvian standing and Baltic standing, this should make really interesting results. So I'm really hoping that I can make overall ranking work, because it's quite a big job to do everything manually. But if I can fix it in this week or end of this week, in weekend, then probably I will have to do it manually. So next week we will see full results for Latvia community. Ewald Paulos also really good performance, holding in the first group. I have finished this first climb, like breaker climb, and now it's small downhill, and on 17.4 kilometers they will start to climb this 2.7 kilometer mountain, and from that place they will have just downhill, just to cycle, to pedal, just go down from there. So the winner in this situation will be the one who saved the most strength climbing on this hill. We can see the group is already smaller than it was before. It's already divided in 2 groups, from 53 riders to almost 25. Oh, Matthias Leeson also participated in last week's race. There was a pretty big action in the last week's race, so in the last few meters victory was snatched from Leeson, if I'm correct. I have to check now. No, it wasn't Leeson, so John Archibald. He was making small attack in about 2 kilometers before finish, and Martin Lind just snatched it from him. But Leeson was basically leading whole race, and he was doing attacks and hoping for someone to follow him, but to the time someone actually tried to follow him, it was too late. Now we can see these sunflower fields on the right side. Zwift is updating how all the map looks, so it would look more realistic. And there's grape fields too, as you can see on the left side. So, B Arena climb. Climb is starting right now. Leg breaker. This should be really interesting. I already can tell that the group will stretch out pretty long, and only the strongest will survive. So in chat message, someone is cheering, go, go, Marty Volk. I hope I pronounced it right. Sadly, I can't find him on a list. Maybe written in some different text, with some different letters. So can't show him for now, but we can see they are stretching out really, really much. Jump women. We're back on front of the race. So really big tail. So some riders are already falling back. I remember when I was riding this track, it was actually pretty hard to hold your own on this climb. You can see 300 watts going for to Sisalatins. We can see rider with no heart rate monitor. So reminder, if you don't have heart rate monitor and your profile is not connected with Zwift Power, your result is not valid. We are not counting it in overall ranking. Really closing to the end of this hill. Zwift and Berzinch from Latvia still holding in the first group. Also Zwift. Basically, if you survive this climb and if you manage to hold till top of the hill afterwards, it should be kind of easy to prepare yourself for a finish sprint. And by the looks, I think we will have really interesting finish. Really interesting finish. And as you can see today, we already see that there's only A category riders in front. Last week, C category still holding their own, kinda. C category, the riders holding their own to the finish line. So that shouldn't happen. I don't know. I wanna hear your thoughts. If you have any comments about this, what do you think? It's okay or not? Should we keep using category enforcement, or no? My personal thought is that we have to keep using category enforcement. That's the reason why it's invented, that's the reason why it's implemented in a race and in Zwift overall. But it's just maybe me. So 20 riders just are still holding their own. We can see some riders are basically going on their own, not using drafting. They feel really strong, and we are already on finish of this climb. So the big torture has ended, and now the big race starts. Who have enough strength to hold their own and will try to push their limits, because it's downhill. Everyone is exhausted, everyone is tired. This is the time when to try to attack to actually win this race. This is where you do it. It's almost 3 kilometers to the bottom. It will be some really small uphills, but with a speed that will basically pass them like in no time, and we barely will see them. And although it looks like someone is just not pedaling and resting on their bike, that's just animation. For some trainers, it's like simulating the rest, but not for all of them. Satkus, also from Lithuania, is a racing team. And he's not from the same team as Arthur Kazakevich's. I don't know why for some viewers they have impression that all Lithuanian riders are from one team, but it's not. Maybe they are cycling in a same place or using Discord, but they're not representing the same Zwift teams. So 22 kilometers. Remember, finish line is on 23.8 kilometers. And we can see handful of riders have managed to get this far. I would say a little bit more than 10 riders. Now the preparation for the race starts. Also Estonian rider in first group, Andreas Lill, also already participating in our races on a regular basis, has been on every race. Oh, I know Kazakevich is really strong on Finnish sprints. I have seen in Facebook how he performs his sprint races, and Jesus help the trainer and the bike when he goes all out. It looks devastating. .700 meters till finish line, and like I said, on top right corner you can see there's finish arc. Now it's in orange. When we will get closer it should be also blue line, but maybe if the arc is in correct position it only... Oh, we can see attack. I don't want to miss this one. We can see attack. Is he going? Is he going? Will he win? He's like one second gap. We can see Martin Schars is also making an attack, and also Lithuanian rider. They don't want to let him go, but it looks like it will happen. So we have first position. Svensson going for Zevarts. It looks like Zevarts took the first position. Looks like Zevarts took the first position. It was really hard to understand which one won, but yeah, I'm really surprised for this attack, because I thought Martin Schars would probably attack and take the position, but he was actually pulling out the numbers too fast, so Zwarts could really make it up and build up speed to pass him. But wow, this was a nice finish. Although for one moment I was thinking that sorry, it wasn't Svensson, the Selkma will actually win this race, but yeah, we could see the A group riders can actually perform and do really big powers when they need to, especially for the finish line. We could see some going on 1614 watts per kilogram. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Like I said, I want to see, but I don't want to imagine what's happening on a trainer and what's happening with the bike when you go on this much power. Because when you go on real life, it's a little bit different for a bike. It's much easier, but when you go on a trainer, it's like fixed in position, fixed in place. So it has to take much more abuse than on casual riding. Whoa, this was really intense. And I remember in the first race I was saying that we will see Latvians and Estonians and Lithuanians performing really well, and they will show us some good results, and this was prime example for it. We can see they're already building up, and they are already preparing, they're already ready for the races, and it's really interesting to see how this turned out. And I want to know if that was a team effort or they were just like well prepared for this race. But I will talk about it, and we will see it in later in next week. I will inform you guys. I will try to kind of get some information. So what do we have in C category? So we are now following the first group. So they're going on a finish line. It's for a first group from C. It should be from C category. Really hope I'm in the right, yeah, we are in the right position. So Koralkiewicz, Maris Koralkiewicz also going, Oskars Rogers, Aldis Pels, Jeremy Schmidt also, Egils Blooms. Now it's a little bit hard to see who will be first one, but I will try my best. So Morten 8 from was definitely first one, but I think he didn't have heartbeat sensor. But you can see Koralkiewicz going for it. Schmidt is passing. No, Schmidt is first. Jeremy Schmidt first, Koralkiewicz second, and I'm not sure. I think Oskars was in the third position, but I have to check the information, and we will wait for Zwift our official result. And now I will try to switch to women's category and see what's happening there. So they're already in 22 kilometer in a race, and I will really fast try to check which one of the girls are on leading positions. So I can see Diana Spiridovska from a women's category, but just from Latvia. So 22.4 kilometers, so first position. And if I'm checking, Io Uzane is about 10 seconds behind her. So things may change, something may happen. I will check, maybe there is some other cyclists from other countries which I by accident didn't notice. Looks like not. I think actually it's like it's the problem with E category. So many cyclists which wanted to cycle in women's category just abandoned the idea. but as you can see, some girls decided that C category is good, and some riders also write me in a Facebook that there is a problem, and I told them to just go in a C category and I will sort out and filter results by myself. But talking about results, let's see, what do we have? Maybe we can already see some results here. As always, unfiltered results. They may change, and official results will be in Zwift.lv. And now we can see Diana Stidowska just cruising in finish, and there's no one who can pass her from women's. We already see she's trying to do a sprint. Congratulations on that, and we will try to find, yeah, Uzana is really close. She decreased the gap from 10 seconds to 7 seconds, so second place for women's. I didn't miss anyone, so congratulations on a second place here, Uzana from Latvian Cycling girls. And we can actually see a lot of riders finishing already, so this was actually a pretty good race for most of the riders. The group was really compact, the finish was really exciting, and I enjoyed this race. We'll check the results. I'm really happy to see also people watching this live from not only Latvia and Lithuania, but from other countries. Although it's sad that I can't understand some comments what you're writing, and if anyone thinks I'm crazy that they can see chat messages from in their chat about what I'm talking. So like I said, I'm streaming on many platforms at the same time, so all the chat messages come in one place for me. So that's why I usually try to read out in the questions. So let's see Zwift power. So we have a lot of unfiltered results for now, but from filtered results, what I can say, A group. So first position, actually, Hans Wenker from Team Netherlands. First position, and only 0.065 seconds. David Zieverts lost and stayed in second place. So from my point of view, I actually thought he won the race and snatched the victory, but no, Wenker held it till the end. But it's really good performance from David Zieverts, first race from him in this season, and well played. Really enjoyed this race. And the third place, Matthias Leeson. So I think he learned from last race that you have to be really careful when you try to attack, and that not all riders are really ready to attack now and go on all attacks. So we couldn't see him shooting out bullets like he did last race, and we can see he succeeded and made to podium, and third position for him. Fourth place, Poland, Wojciech Zwolenskiewicz. I really hope I pronounce it right. Then fifth position, Martin Nebering. Sixth position, John Hasley. Seventh position, Jason Svensson from Sweden. Eighth position, Artūrs Kazakevičius, and ninth position, Neirimantas Satkus. Nice, good job, guys. 10th position, good points for you. It will definitely make a change in overall standing. 10th position, Emil Suribaks, also sustained and made a really good ride today. He's also performing really well on overall. Top 10 placements on every race. So if we're moving on result page. Hopefully we can finally get results for C group. Okay, so for the C group, Zwift.lv shows me beats per minute for Morton 8th, although in Zwift I couldn't see the results. So he's in first position. Then after 17 seconds, Jeremy Schmidt, and 1.5 seconds later, Latvian cyclist Maris Korolkevich. He was dominating last year's races, so this year third position. Really happy about him that he's also performing in these races. In fourth position, Anson's really good performance. He's actually a really young rider, and I'm really happy to see that he's performing so well in C category, and I think he will show us a lot of potential and a lot of good races in the future in higher categories. Valdis Ples, 5th place from LV Max team. As we could see in A category, there was a lot of riders from LV Max team, Latvian esports cycling team. 6th place, Janis Mitchells from Intervals.lv. 7th place, Oskar Roger from Baltic Velo Komanda. 8th place, Egils Blooms. 9th place, Ida Ossi Anson. If I'm correct, she's a woman cyclist. Yes, she is. And she destroyed last week's race. She outperformed all women riders from her category. So I'm really hoping that Anna Rozlova is watching this live. I really want to see this duel between them. And then it means she's the first one for women's, and on 9th position we have Normans Kornievs, and 10th position, Renaud Desrosier. Really complicated surname, but he's from Canada. So that's the first 10 positions. Like I said, for women's I will have to sort out and filter everything out, so I don't want to pronounce all the results because I may be wrong, but like I said, Zwift.lv in next few days till end of this weekend, results will be public, and see you next week, same time, same place. So let's check the chat for maybe something. Okay, so Matthias Leeson is writing, hey, thanks for the great race, and last time I just wanted to get in some good training after bad gel. The day before today, just wanted to try sprint good. Yeah, Matthias, you're actually making a good show like last week, and I'm really happy to see you in our races, and I hope we will see you on future races because you're performing for now really well on overall standing. And reminder for every cyclist, every athlete who is riding in our races, so there will be prizes from Specialized, and we ship them all over the world, so it doesn't matter if you're not from Baltic states, you can still receive prize. What's the prize? That's secret, and we will reveal the prize on end of this Zwift League. So Robert, I don't know if you answered already, but will points somehow transfer for those who went from C to A group? So no, I didn't answer that question. I was also wondering what to do about it, and I will have to consult with the Cycling Federation, with representative about esports cycling in Latvia, and some other person who are some other people who are involved in this Zwift world. For now, the good news is that this is the third race, so we are just counting 6 best races from all 8 races. And if we decide that we want to take your previous points on overall standing, then like nothing is lost. But like I said, we will post information about it in next days, latest till next Monday, Tuesday, what we decide. Like I said, this is kind of a big problem this year about people abusing these category groups, and I also understand some people who are maybe not so strong and they don't feel so strong that they could cycle in E group, but they are forced by enforced category. And we are trying to sort it out with Zwift to come up with some solution. Like I said, Zwift Power was making filtration for results much different like it does this year. And yeah, so we can't rely on Zwift Power as much as we could last year, so we have to figure out something else. But we are working with Zwift about this, and we will try to fix it. I hope I answered this question, and also feel free to write me on Facebook, Zwift Baltic. On Facebook, I basically answer on all questions. There is no questions which I don't answer, and also if you don't receive your answer straight away, just wait a bit and I will answer. So thank you everyone for watching. It really supports this project. If you're watching, if you're pressing likes, and if you're sharing, and I'm really happy to see so much participants in these races so early in the season. And like I said, see you next week, same time, same place. Like, I hope you enjoyed this, because I know I did. And bye.